Hey guys, joining you on a Tuesday, a little bit of an emergency episode here to talk about the big trade that just went down a few minutes ago. Vikings land tight end TJ Hockenson from the Detroit Lions. Excellent player. Definite position of need. Irv Smith gets dinged up with a high ankle sprain against the Cardinals. And I think the three of us and most Vikings fans were thinking probably a deep threat receiver, tight end, or maybe help on defense or offensive line. So, guys, I haven't even really talked about it with you yet here personally. So, Tanner, I'm excited to get your thoughts, and Goose, yours as well. So, Tanner, let's start with you. What do you think?
I love this trade. I was a big TJ Hockenson guy coming out of the draft. Obviously, he played close to home here in Iowa, so got to watch him on TV a lot in college too. But uh, this is a borderline top five tight end in the league, and I don't really feel like he's had a chance to excel to the best of his ability in Detroit because of who they are and the type of offense and scheme that they run. And it is a run first team, but coming to Minnesota, I feel like he could really break things open here now, and he's playing close to home. There's a lot of Vikings fans in Iowa, and I feel like we kind of swiped Detroit on this a little bit. Obviously, we're taking on kind of a decent sized cap hit at tight end, 9.39 million, I think is what the Vikings have to take on here for the next year. But this offers another dynamic aspect to our offense that is going to make things really tough on defenses. And I'm really excited to see how this is going to pan out through the rest of the season here.
So, does this mean that this is the one move, and you think they're done, or do you think there could still potentially be another trade that comes to fruition here in the next couple hours?
I'd be surprised if they made another trade. I feel like they had to give up. I mean, nobody likes to give up draft compensation, but you're getting a pretty good player in return, and I can't see them giving up more compensation before 3 o'clock today to address another area.
So the logistics of the details of the trade, according to some media outlets here, Vikings get Hockenson, obviously a 2023 fourth round pick, a 2024 conditional fourth round pick, and then we're giving the Lions our 2023 second rounder and 24 third rounder. So
Yeah.
moving back a little bit, but Goose and I were talking before you jumped on, Tanner. You've put names to these players from the last couple of years, and all of a sudden doesn't look like we gave up too much to really solidify that tight end spot. So, Goose, what are your thoughts?
I do it all day long. I think you trade some unknown that you might miss on for someone who's
Proven.
solid. I know Tanner said fringe top five. The more I think about it, for what this offense needs and wants, and a true balanced tight end that can block and receive, and I can't really get past Kelsey and Andrews before I get to Hockenson. Like, Pitts is a crazy threat, but he's basically a wide receiver. Kittle is getting back into it. But I think Hawkinson's got like a pretty close comp to Kittle. So to get someone at his age with his ability for, I don't think anything crazy, a slight drop in picks, I'm super pumped about it. I'm really excited to see him in this offense where he went from probably the number one, number two threat to maybe 3, 4. I'm really excited about it.
I was looking at his stats against Seattle this year. He put up 8 receptions, 179 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That was by far his best game. He did score a touchdown against the Vikings in week 3 as well. Putting up some solid number of they targeted him a fair amount, but some solid receptions each game. I think he's a pretty good pass blocker as well, run blocker. So
yeah. Now, Tanner, you mentioned it, and I don't want to put you on the spot if you're not good with it, but I feel like you may understand more than the average fan about cap hits and numbers like that. So, like, pulling up some articles online, they show Vikings cap hit this year at 536,000, but a dead cap of 9.9 million. And then next year, it's like 9.3 of a cap hit and 9.3 of dead cap. Let us in on that a little bit.
I actually don't have like much of an answer for you. I'm not a cap guru.
Yeah. Okay.
I look a lot more detailed into it like once like free agency rolls around, but I don't know how they made room for him to do this because I mean you even told me last week that there was a report released right before the trade deadline that the Vikings were like last in the league in cap space.
Yeah.
So I don't know
Does
how
that
they
mean
made it work.
somebody's restructuring or somebody's on the move?
Yeah, that too. I guess I mean, going back to your question, Brent, does that include people on our team moving as well, or are you saying just addressing more pieces to
I don't
bring in
know.
ours as well?
Yeah.
Trade
Well, and I don't
deadline.
know that you could know right now until the full details are out, because it sounds like when teams make these trades, there can be like you have to take on this amount of money this year, or like I don't know that we can know that, but I was interested to see that the cap hit was only 536,000, but then there's a big dead cap number. So we'll
Well, we
see.
got 3 hours yet where something could still break. So
Yeah.
we'll have to wait patiently. Maybe we'll jump on again later today if something happens.
Well, secondary here, Brent. This is your bold prediction hitting. I think you said Friday, but
I did. I missed it by a
this
few days.
counts. This is a huge name,
Definitely
and
a starter. Will
definitely
he
a
play
starter.
already against Washington, or do you think his debut is against Buffalo?
He did miss a game where he was hurt, but I don't know if he played against Washington or not.
Like
No,
tight
for
end,
us, I think he plays.
you think like
Oh, you
playbook
think
and
he
all
plays
that?
this week? Well, or Detroit played Washington already this year. That's what I thought you were referring to.
No. I just didn't
I
know
think
Just a
if
move to get a scouting report.
I think he
Scouting
plays.
report.
I think he plays Sunday for sure.
Yeah,
you think
it's
so.
early enough in the week.
Awesome. Well, guys, we'll see how the next 3 hours unfold, but we just wanted to jump on real quick and hit on that. And we'll talk to you again soon.